What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in this early morning on this Sunday afternoon to Rustoria Base Invaders. Today we have EU. It's going to be a fun time. Join with me today. Can't do it alone. In the casting booth is Ray. And how are you doing today?
Yo, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Timing caught me off guard. Forgot, daylight savings and all that, but we're here, nice and early.
We are here indeed, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. EU today, NA will be later, but yeah, basically a little bit about how the format works. We're gonna start off. These teams have had 30 minutes to build up their base and complete grace phase. No real attacking on towards each other. They're gonna have 30 minutes in this attack phase where you can't really raid other bases, but you can get some PvP off, get some PvP points, which you can get 1 point per kill, and then there'll be some attack helicopters that will come and drop in some crates, also giving out some points. And then we'll get into the raiding phase, an hour and a half, and you can raid. Good. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just technical difficulties, but we are here, ready to go.
Salami, you got your eye on anyone this week?
I don't really.
Okay,
There's been
some big juice on lot because I casted last week EU actually. We saw VG were doing pretty good, so giving a bit of camera time at the start. Let's see how they do.
VG, a couple other teams obviously that have been here experienced, might keep our eye out towards, but sadly I haven't been here for a couple weeks. Been busy with other things, so haven't been able to catch the streams. But yeah, VG, one of those teams that we're going to have to look out for here today. But a lot of these teams, have still a chance. The nature of Rust being a little bit somewhat random has the possibility for any of these teams to really rise up to the occasion.
For sure, for sure. Who's this? Flossie? Not even finished their base yet. Damn. This is kind of these kind of times are kind of crucial. What is this? What is this?
Madness. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, teams are trying and build their base on up. 27 minutes, obviously, in this attack phase will let them do that. But yeah, some bases more built up than others, it seems.
Yeah, it seems like everyone in this area just has a bit of twig, It seems like, I guess, as soon as they attack phase, people just want to go out and secure those early PvP points. But man, some real chunkers here. Last week it was, been seeing a lot of 4v4, 5v5 recently. So when the numbers stack up, seeing 6v6 is much bigger bases. But it looks like this base ever, still a chunker, but it looks like it's probably one of the smallest ones in this area right next to launch.
And, having one of those small bases does make you a target early on. And as soon as, that attack phase goes down, people are looking for an early base to raid. And like you mentioned, with 4v4s, 5v5s, smaller bases to a sense, but, at the same time, maybe just going out and looking for those PvP points instead of just building up your base. Over here with some more bases. Over on the water. Nice little location, but not the best of neighbors to have when they're going to shoot you.
Dude, how is this team having two scrappies? All boxes done on the roof. Look at that organization there. I wonder what's inside the boxes though, but they've still got so much twig.
Yeah, they really do. They need to repair that on up before we get into the raiding phase, or like I mentioned, they can become a really easy target if they're not careful with, a fully built up base right next to them, probably looking towards them, knowing that full twig is going to be very easy to raid.
Dude, I don't get it sometimes.
You just sometimes you can't build it up fast enough. You're out busy, and then it's just like, oh, there we got 5 teams on us that won our base.
Let's see what happens with Heli and Bradley, eh? If it lands in between all those twig bases, this could be an interesting one to watch. Yeah, it looks like what most teams, as per usual, built around launch.
Very good location to get yourself some resources. resources. But yeah, helicopter will drop here. Last shot there by Elephant. And they are currently in the lead right now. And once again, the helicopter will have crates that are lit on fire. Take a few minutes for those fires to extinguish themselves. Once they do, just going over and touching those crates gets your team 3 points per crate and some nice loot. Definitely want to prioritize it. Elephant, though, right now, some nice PvP points, up in the top. First place right now. 15 points.
Looks like the fire land on their beds. I've never really seen beds in their own compound. I never really see that most places.
Do just an extra spawn in case, they preparing to get raided and just spawning outside.
Oh. We got monolith landing on a mini there. Dude, I still can't. I refuse to land a mini in launch. Sounds like that scared the shit out of me. Yeah, the nice thing is normally, you don't really see bloody contested that much anymore on it's nice to see minis going down here.
Yeah, some good fights, and there's 3 teams it looks like here, maybe just 2. Yeah, 2 players from 1, the whole team from new on that low ground. And yeah, a skirmish here, like you mentioned, and they do have a player running on the backside here of the team on the flank. Dangerous, and they've 3 different angles. They're really just trapped here by Bradley too. So there's crates lit on fire. They definitely want to try and prioritize that. The one player of new that was trying to flank the flanker will get caught though. And bullets traded back and forth. Players of new just trying to hold down these crates, make sure they can watch and wait, try and get those points, but there's on the roof, the players all around them, not trying to let that happen. Them trying to fight off the whole horde, and they will actually. The 2 players and new, a really good fight for them, securing those crates, most likely securing those weapons.
Yeah, man, that was tough. I mean, you had it on lock and ticket there. It was a tough one to push, but it looks like Vovaback is still trying to push. They still have major high ground. It looks like we've got Emperor here, Recycler here, looking to maybe push in, clean up this loot. Looks like New gonna get all the points though for getting all the crates, but it's now all about the loot, hey?
Yeah, New's gonna get those points for sure. But yeah, that high ground from Vova is just really, really superior. Just can see everything, and New, that one player is just probably gonna have to get out. It looks like some players of Emperor are rushing over towards that high ground because they did hear some fighting. Obviously it's Rusty. You hear some bullets, some fighting. You want to run over to it. What they will do here, trying to take that high ground. Once again, a power position. You said a lot of teams, building around here. It's a good place to get some loot, get set up, but there's a lot of, like you said, skirmishes, a lot of fighting, a dangerous place to build.
Have you ever played in Base Invaders yourself, Lama?
No, I have not.
Ah, you should. You should.
Bad. That's the Pay for TC looks like they actually got eliminated here. Might be a something to do with covering up their TC or something. 100% no at the moment. We'll have to get that checked out, but yeah, we'll for now be eliminated. Elephant, though, kind of dominating right now on this points leaderboard. Only 10 minutes in the attack phase, doesn't mean a whole lot. You need to carry that into the offensive phase, and any team can really get a TC, jump up 40 points, and regain that leaderboard. But Elephant doing a really good job right now in this attack phase of just keeping consistent with it, getting kill points, and also getting those helicopter points along with it. And combined with that, yeah, 33 points is a pretty hefty lead to have right now.
For sure, especially since pay for TC out, it was just confirmed by the admins that they were rule breaking. So reminder, there's A few rules. Check them out in the Discord, then break them, because we have a lot of active admins that will be constantly checking.
Do you know what rule it was?
It looks like it was TC. It was TC. So TCs cannot be behind walls and stuff. You cannot metagame. There's too many. Too many.
Yeah, well, you know, just yeah, got to be careful there when you're building and stuff, not to cover up that TC, but they will pay for their TC by paying for being eliminated here, and got to see them go at second place. Put on over, different location now. This is Elephant. Looks like their base. Some players of theirs kind of venturing out into the grand wilderness here, up onto this high ground where another team waits for them.
Yeah, it looks like we've got an early raid here from Elephant.
Yeah, just again, you know, the more time you can delay the enemies to try and build up their base, the more time you can maybe just take out some of their members, take their loot, you know, the
Yeah,
easier of a
100%.
target they will be come that, you know, raid phase. Elephant's got to be careful. Doesn't recognize the flank play, and we might have another team flying around. Joker up in the skies, as usual, trying to do some shenanigans. These 2-3 players going to try and get, like you said, an early raid, try and get some kills, and they will. They'll kill that player first roof camping. Important to take off that player off the high ground. And now all 4 players of Elephant trying to get something done.
Interesting, they only put 2 beds down though. I'm not seeing rocket launchers on backs either. I wonder what they're trying to do. It looks like compounders. Oh, but dude, honestly, this hill looks like it's just absolutely fucked them. Like, look at this compound.
Yeah, it looks like they just can't build it. They just can't.
Yeah, maybe they're just gonna try and steal from furnaces, but it looks like, yeah, Frost is still trying to build.
Yeah.
Half of their fucking roof isn't even done.
They're
2 members down.
They're trying to build on up, but 2 traded back. They're just trying to steal some resources here for Elephant. And they're just, once again, just trying to delay the building here. Oh, a naked player from Elephant trying to go back and get that kit is slain down. There's 2 players already in the compound, like you mentioned, just wide open this hill. Not the best for building on, as you can see. It just didn't close, wasn't able to get closed in because of that terrain.
Yeah, definitely not.
Will be coming in here. Vova back, actually. We saw them a little bit earlier on top of the high ground earlier, but we'll get that last shot on the helicopter taking it down.
Oh, it's nice seeing it in the middle of the 2 bases here. Is that Vova back already pushed up there with walls? We've got 2 players out there, Monolith and Duckula. Duckula being the one that took it out. Oh, we're sitting beds here. Looks like maybe Vova are getting ready for a raid on Punk as well.
Yeah,
who knows? They've got all 6 beds down. Oh, looks like Punk are pushing out.
Punk trying to destroy those beds, let nothing happen here. But Vova waiting on that flank, gets the first, gets some damage on the second, and just really good job to start that trench of their own to try and get some defense. Now, see, these walls won't last forever. They are temporary walls, but it's good to give yourself some cover here. There are 2 teams, one on your backside new, and this other team on your front side right next to you. Over though, and try and walk out again. New is just, you know, being a pain on their backside here. Players of New and a little bit of a V-wall formation trying to push forward. It's actually 3 players of New. Might be looking, yeah, they're just massacring Vova. These angles.
Oh.
We're trying to fight back with the flank play, but it loses 1 member. Yeah, they still have 3 here. Really is not. And yeah, they're just going to try and build up walls, give themselves some sort of protection. Maybe try and go for, once again, you know, New did grab those other crates at Bradley. So if they could get these ones too, would be a nice addition to their scoreboard. But Elephant been very consistent so far. Already 15 minutes gone in this attack phase, already racking up 45 points.
Yeah, for sure, man. Looks like, honestly, you know, you have some good players, but if you look at where Heli is, it's literally dead in the center of 2 bases. There's no way they're flanking all the way, you know, around that Rover's base, round through launch. Like, I can't imagine them getting these crates. Rover have at least 2 people on roof. Punk have at least 2 people on roof. There's no way New can push this. So it looks like they'll probably just try and get a few PvP kills, maybe get a few more kits and get out, but I can't imagine them getting Heli.
Yeah, probably not, actually. You're right. That there really is no cover with those roof peekers. There's no
I
way
say
to
that
get over
though.
to it.
Look at two of New's teams coming, you know, round launch. I thought they wouldn't, but it looks like they are. It looks like they're going for it.
They want to prove us both wrong.
Yeah, I know, right? They really got to push out here, get a bit into the forest, out of TC range, and push Heli.
Yeah, gotta try and get there. Looks like one player might be knocked down there, but we'll get all players back up. New just trying to, once again, flank around the side of this base, try and build up some walls so they can get towards it. One player taken down really, really low. Knocked. But we'll be able to get that res, luckily. It just looks like Punk focusing down both these teams, trying to get these PvP points, not letting anyone get those heli crates, and they're starting, those fires are starting to go out.
Yeah, it's very tough. You see what I mean? Now, like, because New are too close to the space, they just can't get walls down. They have nothing to hide behind, so they've got to hope that, you know, from each team, from Rover and Punk, and see if they can push out.
Exactly, that's what they are hoping for, but you know, it is definitely a trench warfare going on right now as Punk and Vova have both built up their own trenches, but it looks like the first move going to be made by Punk. Some shots are going to be traded, and that player is going to pay with their life. Any player that tries to step out and go for it, like you mentioned, to get through the heli. It's are open, though, and available. If anyone is that first player to go touch them, all you have to do is touch them, you get those points for your team. We're trying to push in a little bit, maybe take out some of these players of Punk, but lost some of their backline here, sent back to the base, and New is still lurking around, you know, spending a lot of time invested here. Like you mentioned, maybe just trying to get some PvP kills, maybe some extra kits, but there's no real way for them to rotate around. They're just being suffocated out with, you know, Vova just walking out of their base, being able to shoot them, and, you know, the angle from Punk just forcing them into that. Angles from the inside. The best to fight against for New. They can get this res up, but they're gonna get pushed here. 3 players get knocked to low. They'll lose their first trade, though, at least. Yeah, Vova gets to respawn right there, so not the best fight in the world. Here's trying to send out this guy.
This is tough. Punk really trying to push it. It looks like Klopp's, you know, he's been sitting on Vova's roof for a while. I know we all hate roof coming, but in a situation like this, I think it's completely fine. But yeah, clearly, you know, defending that the helicopter really well. Man, oh. Looks like New is still doing this though, you know. Going back to base, re-kitting, coming back. These crates must mean a lot to them.
It must. It's also, I mean, they're getting some PvP points. It is a lot of time invested. I mean, you know, I don't, like you said, there were maybe 4 or 5 players here. The question is their base built up enough? Will they have enough resources when it comes time for the raid phase, or is this time investment going to be a waste?
Nope.
Dirty angles there from Vova as they try and mount this defense. New down to just their final player, it looks like, over here. We'll have one more trying to run the opposite way around the compound, but even then, Vova been here to defend. Those crates may already been grabbed, but Punk wants to push out here.
Oh.
Once again, just no space in the open field. helicopter will come inbound. We reach 10 minutes left in this attack phase. Obviously, 20 minutes gone, and then after these 10 minutes, as straight as it turns that timer, leads will be available and points will start to skyrocket. Elephant, though, out to a nice lead, and a reminder that the team that ends the attack phase at number 1 will get 10 extra points. So pretty huge for the overall scoreboard. Popping off once again, 10 kill streak for them. A lot of PvP points is popping in huge for them, and they definitely need it to try and catch up to these other teams that have gotten out to a good lead themselves. Though still keeping with it, like you said, sending members back, sending people back to try and invest more time and resources into this.
Oh. Over losing a few men here. Is this the time you were going to push? Just getting beamed from every single angle here.
Yeah, really just no cover for them. They take out a couple players of over there. It's good from new, but, you know, no one able to go get those, walk over to those crates, it seems like, yet. It just seems everyone protecting, everyone watching for when they do, and Ova, just another kill there from the high ground, trading out once again, looking for it. Vova clears out the members of new right in front of their base, but now they're trying to run for it at the same time. Punk going in to grab these crates. Gets knocked.
Did they count?
Don't know. It's a valiant effort, though. You gotta give it.
For sure, for sure. If we had one wall on him, easy. Oh, we got. It looks like New is still pushing again from launch. Everyone is fully committed to this, it seems like.
And,
is he naked or is he kitted? Let's see. Oh. Oh, he's got a kit on.
This fight will be interesting to watch when this raid phase does expire, because they are so close together. You know, it's hard to, you know, walk out, go to other places when you do have a neighbor right next to you with such a trench warfare going on. So I think this will be each other's first target, and they're going to try and, you know, push forward, get the raids. And we do see JMSO gets the final shot, the final helicopter here. See that debris field. It's pretty, you know, pretty much all theirs right now. Be a couple other players, but just a sole base here from this team JMSO that got the last shot on it.
Looks like there's still another team with Trig on. But, you know, them being a bit far away, looks like they might be left alone. But let's see if, you know, Team VG spot this, see if they're going to push it at all. But I feel like this is probably a free heli. Wizard just in there, just looting crates probably.
And most likely.
This is a free heli.
Free heli, free crates, free loot for this JMSO team. Really good job, though. You know, good initiative to take down that helicopter, know where it's dropping, and out to it first. You know, make sure your presence is known, as you don't want, again, an experienced team of VG to just walk over and steal that one from you. Watching the VG players definitely heard it, so they try to make their way over, but I think, like you said, just trying to get loot right now, trying to get ready for this raid phase that is going to start in, you know, 6 minutes. If your base isn't ready by now, probably won't be ready by then, but gotta get ready to go, because, you know, teams really want to raid immediately, and getting those 40 points for a team can really jump them up on the leaderboard and regain them a bunch of spots. Yeah, a lot of bases over here. Be an interesting one with all the counter raid possibility. See what they can do, because yeah, this is the interesting base. You know, a lot of built-in, you know, small cover for them, maybe just some protection, knowing that there are a lot of other teams just trying to set up something early, set up some walls to give them an escape route if they do choose to raid one of these bases. can see more firefighting going through. Firefighting from the gas station over towards these two other teams. So we'll be looking towards them. We got WWW. We got 13 over there. QCYO fighting back and forth. It looks like it is the same team. They do have a nice little helicopter on their roof just in case they do want to get out, do want to venture off into the bright, beautiful world. If not, though, just fill up their gas tanks and get some subpar food.
What type of subpar food we talking?
Hot dogs. Hot dogs
okay.
on the rollers.
Are you a mustard man?
No, I'm not.
What? Boo.
Yeah, no mustard, no ketchup. I'm just a plainer.
What? I'm not even gonna respond.
These dudes are going to continue this firefight, continue it on gun, fighting over, I guess, they're probably fighting over the mustard hot dogs, probably. I mean, sort of rare commodity here in Rust. See what they can do, and yeah, JMSO, you can see them there at the bottom of the leaderboard, you know, needing that helicopter, needing those crates, and pretty much free for them. You can see them starting to jump up, those crates starting to, you know, get extinguished on the fire and letting them towards that spot. But 3 minutes now on the attack phase. We're going to have an hour and 30 minutes of rating coming up for these teams. And just a reminder, NA will follow EU about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to tune in at that one too. But for now, EU, 3 minutes. Bases should be built up by now. If not, you're going to be a target. And this neighborhood of doom is going to be an interesting one to watch for sure. A lot of teams over here. Couple beachside, couple more in the inner side of this forest, but around each other, you know, a lot of noise can be made. Either a lot of teams can gang up on one team, or you know, it can really spread out. There can be a lot of counter raid possibility with so many teams. You know, you raid somebody else, and you send 5 members, and then all of a sudden you have no players to defend your own base. The stalemate here, and just trying to build that trench warfare out, trying to see if they can gain any ground here on this QCYO team. QCYO has regained some of these mid walls here, as trying to stop this enemy team from getting anything here. Got 3 players in this mid, shooting some shots. Will take him down to 24 health there. Shots taken there by QCYO, and looks like a res must come through. Going to build up those walls. They get the res off, but heals have to come through. It won't in time, and that player is going to be killed. 1v1 for QCYO. It's beautiful, predicting that movement, getting that first kill, and those beds mean a nice respawn there as WWW starting to push on out. Trying to gain some knowledge, but World Wide Web.
Is that what we're going with, the World Wide Web? Yeah. But yeah, it looks like there's a few good trades there. It looks like World Wide Web are on the back foot a little bit. It seems like they haven't really got that many points, and they're going to see another team member dying there.
Lose 1 member. QCYO, they do have some casualties on their side. Just trades back and forth, you know, that's the nature of it. And with 30 seconds left, you got to be prepared. You know, you got to have your eyes on a target here. Elephant looks like they are going to win this raid phase, this attack phase, excuse me, get those extra 10 points, and they're going to be up to 80 points, so not too bad for an attack phase for them. Vova still continuing going on this fight. The maze of walls in the middle.
Oh, and a gate. Yeah, looks like, yeah, Vova and Punkster when this looks like new and nowhere to be seen. So yeah, this is long gone, but you know, that was interesting to see. But yeah, with the raid phase going on now, I wonder, Because it was earlier, what was it? Vova were about to raid Punk, right? They got 2 beds down or something, but that entire fight looks like Vova were on the back foot. You know, Punk were demolishing Vova, New were demolishing Vova. They were just kind of stuck on their roof, eh?
It did seem that way, and like you mentioned, just a gate out in the middle, beautiful, architectural design from the trench warfare. But yeah, it'll be an interesting fight. It's a semi-isolated fight for these two teams. That there are some other teams around that they can go walk towards, over on the other side of launch. But for now, it pretty much just seems like these two teams, and you have to really fight your neighbor first when the fights, try and push towards their base. Because again, once you remove your neighbor, you can start venturing out into the world and raiding other people. Elephant did get those 10 extra points there for the leaderboard, so taking an early lead here at 86 now. Do have some teams trying to chase their tail here. Teams above 60, Vova at 40. Already got some raids going on. Oh.
What is this base?
Oh.
This is a very questionable base.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool design, I guess.
Backwards walls.
Yeah, I mean, it is a base. I mean, no longer, but looks like IKITOT will be taking that first base of the raiding phase, realizing an easy target, seeing it. Taking those 40 points early on here. Like you said, very interesting design.
Boga's got my elephant already. I haven't really seen any face on my Boga, but elephant doing very, very, very well.
Yeah, that's a massive base for them. Getting those 40 points along with, their attack phase success, they're going to be ahead by pretty much a full TC here. And just a lot of fighting now going over toward this base. Looks like the base is already gone, I believe, but just some fighting going on around it. Some PvP points trying to be secured by all of these teams. Over to another raid again. This is kind of the town of death where everyone, it resides. A lot of noise being made. Looks like compound wall is a little bit rough here for this SWAT team. Let's have a slight hole in it. And as you mentioned, this is a little bit easier base, it looks like, to raid. They're trying to get everything repaired in time, but you can still see a lot of stone on that base.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it looks like their compound has been opened. They've still got ladders on the side of their base as well, so let's see if quality push up.
That's what they want to do, building some walls out in that open field, try and get it going. They got beds, they got everything they want, putting some shots onto people on the high ground, make sure they can't roof camp. But SWAT is going to send this one player out on an adventure, try and get this 1v3, swings around the corner.
Oh.
Doesn't even get the first just yet.
That's a nice wall.
That wall to protect. Otter just waiting for him.
That was a nice attempt there, but taking that pretty tough. Oh, here's some more boom booms.
Yeah, good attempt, but new once again. We saw them a little bit earlier. They are walking in from the other side. The compound wall not really secured here, and SWAT, they're just trying to send members out, trying to send flankers out to try and get rid of this, because, I mean, it really seems like everyone trying to target them right now, and who gets that successful kill? New already in this inner compound because it wasn't fully built correctly. These stone walls are not going to last long versus rockets.
For sure, for sure. I mean, they've even one of their embrasures is back to front as well. But yeah, having a base this small, very, very easy way to target, in my opinion. Especially, next to all these bigger bases near them, who clearly, he's got new he's gonna be met by turrets on the roof. Oh, he's down to 3 HP. Alive though. Man, looks like SWAT are getting absolutely bang by Quay and New at the same time, man.
Yeah.
This is rough.
Yeah, just getting swarmed by all these players. Like you said, realizing an easy target and looking for those 40 points. They're trying to repair as fast as possible. As it looks like they tried to get some metal on those lower walls, but still a lot of stuff. Like you said, a small base here. Already a climb up still available here for Quiet. They're just going all the way up on into this base. Free entrance. There are some doors here, so not 100% the easiest base, but still locked, still available to raid, and giving easy access inside, almost giving them full access to the roof. Nice. On bouncing around. Most likely in one of those advent calendar doors up on the high ground, you would have to think, just because there are access points all around everywhere else.
Yeah, definitely for sure, man. And it looks like, you know, a new will be pushing up to the roof as soon as one of their teammates landed up early. They were met by 3 turrets, so looks like they're probably going to go through doors or walls.
I most likely would want to deal with those turrets. Very annoying, but Quiet now making a full push with all their members trying to swing on in. They'll take out the first player SWAT on the way with them. Time to get another SWAT player trying to do a solo defense. Takes out a lot.
That was very well played by Big Daddy. I mean, he's still down. He's got no one else to contest him. Looks like what we've got one member of Quiet still left, but he probably just wants to maintain some sort of presence within compound until his teammates come back. Oh, it looks like a member of New is scooting around the corner there, though. He might pick up a gun from someone that's been down.
And yeah, that is it's a what, like a 4v1 there from
Pretty much.
Big Daddy. Beautiful swing there, beautiful shots. They lined up pretty much perfect for him, and if you're SWAT, you need that because, like you said, 2 teams, both on opposite sides, is not the easiest to defend here. Looks like the World Wide Web are the best spot either. They are 2 teams trying to shoot towards them, shoot towards their roof, and like the Dream on one side, QCYO on the other.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything, any action from the Dream so far, but it looks like there's some beds there on the right. Are they kind of set up for raid or something? Oh no, that's a car.
Same thing.
Same thing, yeah. It's basically a camper van, right?
Yeah. Much, yeah, but yeah. 10 minutes already gone here in this raiding phase. Elephant continuing their lead here. And, you know, 130 points. Pretty beautiful so far. Again, a full TC ahead of any other team right now, but have to keep their aggression ongoing. A lot of time left to play for these teams. And World Wide Web, well, they're going to have to look up some strats to how to defend their base because they got 2 people raiding them. Hinge on over. See where some other fights are going on because there are a lot of them. A lot of teams just trying to gain some ground once again. This neighborhood of death here.
Yeah, it looks like this is the place to be, isn't it? We need like 3 cameras here at all times. There's a lot going on. But it looks like, you know, Quiet's base. Just look at their base compared to SWAT's, man. Basically double the size. Everything's metal, and you just got a SWAT team. Just what? Little baby, most of it stone. They're just asking themselves to get raided.
Yeah, and you know, just trying to have some fun with their friends and all these experienced players just coming in to smash their hopes and dreams.
Yeah, and in all fairness as well, you know, they chose to live right next to. They're probably the closest group that built to launch. So it feels like, you know, they probably wanted it. You know, I mean, they're still 6th place with 73 points. It's pretty good. If they manage to defend this, you know, a big defense is capped at 40 points for raid defense. So that could be the way forward. You know, they'll just end up defending all the next 1 hour and 20 and see how it goes.
And you know, we've seen their players have those PvP skills. That 4v1 from the one player SWAT, just taking it beautifully. And you know, a lot of these teams are filtering in from the same side, so they're gonna fight each other first before they can actually get into SWAT's base. And then, you know, they'll be a little bit weak walking into SWAT's. And so, like you said, if they can get this successful defense up and they can get their base repaired up, they could possibly have a chance to do some damage on the leader. Now for the Dream, looks like we saw them raiding another team, but You're going to get counter-raided. Once again, you send your members out and send all 5, and it's just not the best because you have to get back to defend Mount. It's going to be Flossie. Going to take this one. There's one of their players, though, on this skirmish on the outside. Trade, though, comes through. Flossie trying to get some angles on in here. The outer compound already broken here. Pushing around through the water, taking a little swim.
Little swim. This is looking pretty good. I mean, last member of Dreams that was on the roof is now dead, so it's gonna be free. Of course, they've got turrets though. What was in the and rest and pepperoni.
Yeah. The best thing to climb up into, not the best feeling, but now they do know that they're going to have to push from a different direction or take out those turrets if they do want to gain access to the roof. They'll continue with this base raid though. One player of Flossie.
Yeah, it looks like Flossie is trying to, you know, get a few entry points, which is pretty smart, you know. Dream have more places to focus on, but obviously it costs more boom, so it looks like Flossie probably have a lot of boom up their sleeve, eh?
It looks like they do have a lot.
They've just dumped kits there, don't have any beds or anything, so let's see how this goes.
Right, yeah, just no real resources, no real beds to help.
I mean, there's a building plan there, so I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe the person that had beds died or something, or maybe they just forgot them.
Maybe be a possibility. Maybe they are just vampires and just don't sleep. Would be the outcome, but for Flossie, trying to continue this base raid as looks like maybe some beds a little bit further back, but just oh, there's beds everywhere.
And I can't laugh at that vampire joke.
ROFL will be eliminated there.
Oh, it's like World Wide Web been happy for a lot of this. What are they doing? Are they coming in hot?
Could be a possibility. Maybe just taking a helicopter tour around in the landscape and shot a little bit while doing it.
Oh, here we go. Some scrappy PvP with fucking rockets.
And they'll land some of those rockets on. Try and get rid of those turrets. Try and give them easy access towards that, you know, roof. But QCYO now seeing it and gonna shoot some rockets and everything back. Gotta be careful. You are a little bit on fire there. This tourist flight is very, very dangerous. Only maybe a 50% survival rate on that one. WWW will get back to their base though, all safe at least. Get to reset and, you know, just pestering other teams. Really good job from them to try and get something going. But we can see please try and, you know, jump up on that leaderboard. They get a TC almost matching Elephant now in points, and other teams been very consistent as it seems like Elephant's slowed down just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're right, Eddie, here, you know, when Rover was on the rage, and they just kind of lost a lot of momentum during Heli, so it looks like Rover are now getting raided, but it looks like this is kind of the end of it. We're not seeing any more rockets being pummeled into their base. It looks like they've, you know, rebuilt a little bit. Look at that weird stone thingy, whatever it is on the roof.
Yeah. It's a design.
Yeah. I like it. Picasso.
It's kind of like you said, you know, once you run out of resources, once you run out of guns, boom, things to throw forward, it does get a little bit rough. And continuing a raid with somebody that's right next to you that is expected, that knows you are coming, it's hard. As a 1v1, gonna go the way of Vova there. Able to get that res, able to reset, and once again, just bases all around, choices for everyone here to raid. And, you know, you assume, you know, as time goes on, as more and more bases get raided, the easier bases will get filtered out, and all those more experienced players will be left to kind of fight between each other. But though, you know, they did get a successful defense off to a sense. You know, they are still getting very much raided by a lot of teams here, but at least they have nobody on their inner compound wall now. They're doing a really good job.
They're doing pretty good. Their base has somehow, since they started getting raided, is now more. Oh well, apart from this little hole, is now more metal than stone, which is good.
But unfortunate for them, a good defense, but will be caught on camera there in the outside wall into those top doors, as we called it. And it's none other than IKITOT there, who had already gotten the TC in this raiding phase. So we talk about Elephant, we talk about Please, we talk about them. They regained first place with that one. And SWAT, really unfortunate for them, like you said, just, you know, almost they get that defense up, but just not enough.
Yeah, that's a shame for them, man. But, you know, really well played by SWAT, in my opinion, for having one of the smallest bases. You know, they constantly had 2 teams on them. And to defend that long, I think was pretty admirable. But was it their fault? Probably. They built next to launch and they had the smallest base.
Yeah, it is true. And it is also, you know, you got to be a little bit upset if you are, you know, worked or the other teams knew, I believe, that was also raiding them, that you know you invested so much resources over so many kids, so many rockets into that base, and it resulted into nothing just for a team to sneak under your nose and take it. Looks like they also mounted a successful defense, pushed on out towards this half base, but Flossie had to get back to their base, get some more resources. Like you said, no real beds for them to respawn at, even though they are right there. And try and get this push going for them. On this field. We're going to send one player out first, and let's be careful. We're going to send him between the two. He's going to get one. He's going to get the second. Flossie, they are going to regain this half base. All of a sudden, the dream got to be a little bit scared here as Flossie starts to push in and take another on the entrance. For it though, trying to find their way in here. Flossie trying to continue this raid. First one was not successful, and the dream definitely got some of those defense points off that. But they are back with a vengeance. You know there are turrets on the roof. They're going to have to enter through either the bottom or make their own path. Some rockets.
Looks like he's trying to be sneaky here, eh?
No. I mean, sneaky boy. They try and make some sneaky holes in the wall and see if they can. Yep, now in the inner compound. I don't think they know that this player is here yet. The dream
no, they
thinks
definitely don't. But I don't know what he's trying to do, because we're not seeing a rocket launcher on his back. You know, they already know that there's turrets on the roof, so it looks like he can't really do much there, right? But here, that's on the rocket launcher on their back.
Yeah,
wow, getting raided. They've been doing pretty good, but it looks like they're just getting absolutely pummeled right now by your best friend's World Wide Web on the roof.
Yeah, I mean, I think World Wide Web, you know, they looked up, you know, how to build rockets, got on the FBI watch list, and are now using them to their advantage.
This is a lot of rockets just being absolutely pummeled into their base. It looks like they're not really retaliating. You know, we've got Lord out there on the right side. What's he trying to do? Is he trying to do a big flank or something? You got Lennox there.
That's what it looks like, it feels like. Just trying to, you know, to be, again, the thorn in the side, try and delay this raid as much as possible. But it's exactly like you said, you know, pummeling this base with rockets is the point right now. QCYO, though, we're going to send some players out. They're going to say, you try and roof rocket, we're going to send some players toward your base. And this outer compound wall is really not strong here from World Wide Web. Is wood very easily breakable. QCYO, they're going to send some C4 down and have immediate access here into this base. Just really quick and fast raid, recognizing that, you know, this wall is really easy to break into. He's going to get some C4 on, it looks like.
Very smart taking out both gates. A lot of the time, you know, when you're getting ready and you just want a quick repair, you're very quick to replace the gate with a wall. sealing off your kind of entry and exit points really easily. But it looks like QCY have no members left alive in the base. I wonder where that TC is. Surely, right? They built so close next to this other base. TC is on the opposite side.
Probably. You'd have to assume, building smartly, trying not to, if they rocket it, just give them a free kill on your base. Or maybe it's reverse psychology and it is on that side.
Maybe in about 14 seconds, but ooh, looks like Model Web pushing out as well, getting that kill. I wonder how much C4 that member from QCY just had that died there, hey?
And don't want to lose your boom, and the teams just kind of reset and wait. Rocket's still raining down from above the Worldwide Web team. Their outer base, though.
Not the tree, man.
Whiff on the rocket.
Looks like that base has been absolutely dominated.
Worldwide Web now sending some players out. This is just a back and forth fight between the two. QCYO now going to have to defend as Worldwide Web. They got a player on their inner compound, and they'd send everyone out, it seemed, to try and go raid that other base. So QCYO, yeah. One player still in the middle. One player on that far right side of the ocean for a beach vacation.
What is this guy doing? That's a very long run, you got. Like, honestly, QCY they help us right now, don't they?
Seems that way.
Oh,
they
oh, good roll. Oh, that was very nice.
Nice 1v1 there from QCYO to try and get a reset. But yeah, it's like you said, they're getting rocketed constantly. They try to send some players out, but it's just not working. It seems like, Worldwide Web, they're okay with this. They're just okay with just roof rocketing, just waiting and staying here, doing some damage to the base. And although their outer compound wall is weak, it doesn't seem like the QCYO members can get inside.
Man, getting rid like that is just tough, isn't it? What can you do? What can you do?
Back towards this roof base we saw earlier. I'm up on this hill. Trying to send some players out, clear out, and again, this is where they can't fully build their compound wall up because of that terrain, unfortunately. Like they will fully defend though. Great job from them. Holding that high ground is such a power position, but they really have nobody around them. They've been pretty quiet this game so far, not in the top 10. So, we're talking about time. 1 hour and 7 minutes left for them. They're going to have to try and start to push out. But the teams you mentioned early on, VG, going to be getting rocked. Rockets raining heavy.
We've got the VG flag going.
Beautiful.
Oh, you can't get the full kill there, just the down. And looks like he's on beds.
Punk are actually eliminated there by Elephant. A Punk fighting a little bit earlier, but Elephant once again. We thought they were slow in this point board, but finally that VG player will be eliminated. But yeah, Elephant, a nice raid from them, a good 40 points, keeping up again their lead. They haven't really lost their lead once today. ITOT has taken it once where they took that one base, but Elephant just been consistent in the attack phase and in this raid phase.
Yeah, we're seeing kind of, top 5 teams kind of really pull away now. If Plesets get this raid in, take them right one, but VG a very good contender, man. VG usually right towards the top. I mean, right now they're 9th place. Let's see how this goes.
They can do 9th place right now, trying to get this defense mounted because try to send that flank player out. It was a good idea. Maybe get some damage onto them, but this half base from this enemy team is just beautiful. They can just rocket on in and opening, now forming into this base. Mid-level opened on up. It is again an advent calendar base for anyone who doesn't know. A lot of doors. The TC could be behind any one of them. much comes down to.
We've got to start thinking of jokes, right? Like, it's Christmas soon, kind of, right? We can talk about Christmas, right?
We can.
I think so. So we've got to start thinking of some good jokes when we see more advent calendars out, you know, maybe we'll start seeing some jazzy, like, Christmas lights and stuff. Who knows?
That would be very interesting, obviously. Yeah, Christmas is right around the corner, and definitely got to design your bases aesthetically as such, but with these bases, you know, it somewhat comes down to luck. There is a skill aspect involved where, you know, you have to place it like you mentioned earlier. If you know a neighbor is on one side, you don't want to put your TC on that side because then they'll most likely get it very easily. But, you know, it does come down to spending a lot of time or possibly, you know, opening up one wall and getting super lucky. Or eliminated there by the Orcs.
Yeah, two teams we haven't seen much of at all so far. It looks like, you know, there's a few, you know, top 5 heavy hitters there, but, you know, Dwarves can make a stick base off that. So yeah, we'll see if we can give some chance on that.
That was good from them, you know. Haven't seen them like you said, but able to jump themselves up into that 6th place position. Approaching the hour mark now for the raid phase for, again, if you're just joining us, EU Peace Invaders here today. NA will be later. If you want to check that out, we'll be around 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. But for now, EU, an hour left of this raiding phase for all these teams. Elephant still in the lead on this one. 194 points. ITOT closely following them with 184. He's just a little bit behind 165. And then really after that, you know, the leaderboard kind of separates. Those 3 teams doing a really good job. They just separate themselves from the pack in points.
Oh, that was crucial there. It looks like VG have nobody in the base at all. Nobody at all. But it looks like players are kind of running, you know, they're really slowing down with the boom. They've got to watch left and right sides. But let's see, you know, maybe they'll just keep finding rockets in. Maybe they'll find TCs. But who knows? Here we go again. More boom.
And we'll have to see. I mean, boom just coming down. They have broken a massive hole in the side here of the VG base. And like you said, they try to make that flank play. Kind of to no avail. And now just continuing with these rockets. Not slowing down. VG, they're trying to send these flank players out. But looks like there's a player watching here from Plez. Trying to swing around. Making the good movement. Getting ready. Don't know.
They haven't heard him. Maybe they have.
Oh, he's jumping around. They were waiting for it. Waiting and watching. But it's only just one player, not a lot of investment there. And just, once again, just sending these rockets in. Just this whole side of the base has just pretty much been blown in. Nothing standing on it. And you have to think soon this has to be the push for Plez, because, you know, they're making a lot of noise, and if they aren't careful, another team could jump on this raid. MSO actually in the distance, as I mentioned it. Player running on the flank, building up some walls.
Yeah, if JMSO managed to push this, you know, VG would totally down. Oh, unfortunate timing, man. It's that Plez is pushing this anyway, so this actually could make the raid much harder. JMSO pushing here could actually work in VG's favor because they might be able to take out a few members from Plez.
It could, but, you know, it's gonna, I mean, they lose a lot of players there, they lose a lot of their weaponry, and it's just one member of JMSO right now. Plez, you have to recognize that there is another team here. You do have to get it in. Nice little Eric's there in the underground. Yeah, these rockets are relentless. A giant hole blown in. Wondering when the go button will be hit for this team, because it just seems like, yeah, they're making a lot of noise. They're allowing these other teams to come in, and if they're not careful, they have invested a lot of boom here, and if they get stolen for them, they will not be happy. Rockets just raining from above. Firing them back to back to back. Trying to break into this core, it looks like now. JMSO, though, they're starting to get some more players over here, so for Plez, you gotta be careful. Another team in the distance. Just trying to get this one figured out and keep on blowing again through this core to make their own building design here, carved out of rockets. See what they can do. Finally, the outer compound wall broken and the push into here Plez, but two members of VG are waiting to massacre these two players of Plez, and Plez does get the kill on the one member of JMSO that was lurking a little bit close, so good job to push that one player out, but some shots are actually going to be traded from JMSO. They're just trying to take some PvP points here in that high ground.
Yeah, this dude's still got someone from VG in the compound though. Let's see how this goes. Here we go.
Plez, they're gonna swing.
Fly was not so fly with it.
It's swatted down. Now Plez though, like you said though, in this inner compound wall, gonna swing once more. 1v1 there. It's actually a 2v1. The communication is going so well for this team, and they already have a massive hole. VG, they're going to have to mount this defense because Plez, they are looking to get the ladder is going to be built to get themselves up in this, and winning their 1v1s is what they're doing. They're got to be careful with rockets out. It takes some time to pull out your gun, but just going to open this thing up, make sure they can have access to the full core. There's already so much damage done here for Plez, and you just got to break through some of these doors now.
Yeah, for sure. It's, I think this is definitely a GG, but you never know, right? You never know.
Or no, some C4. Ladder hole will be found out. TC just yet. They need to get it quick. Once again, JMSO lurking in the distance. Some trades still going through there. Joker getting some kills, and G just waiting at the bottom of that hole.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it looks like, you know, from this angle, it looks like they've got the Advent calendar style, but it looks like a lot of it, you know, there's not doors everywhere. So I think this is going to be one of the ways. You know, we've seen this go on for about 10 minutes before, just going to door after door after door after door. But it looks like, you know, they didn't do the full Advent, so there should be a GG in about 2 minutes.
Should be. Hopefully, hopefully they can get it done. The C4 going to blow all around here. VG on their last legs as trying to blow through everything, trying to find this TC. Once again, they have invested a lot of rockets, a lot of boom. They need this raid to be successful in their favor. We are talking, if they do take this TC for Plez, this is huge. They've taken a lot of PvP points off this raid. If they can find the TC, they will take first place and by a decent margin.
Ugh. Look at GG here. Tough to keep up with all these booms going on. Look at him checking on the door. So we are running on a 5-minute delay, so if people are like, oh, why are they throwing TC? You know, 5-minute delay is fair enough. Also, you know, only going through doors that already have C4. Oh, looks like VG just hiding away in. And also dying.
Now they're hiding there in that little corner with ladders and fishing a barrel there for Plez to take out. And gonna be a good fight here. Is that good work here from GG trying to catch it all? There's so much going on, so many booms here. Can't find this TC.
Maybe I was wrong.
Spending a lot here.
Have we? So early when we saw them, you know, spawning in core where there was loads of beds and stuff, like, do we reckon that last garage door in core is where TC is? Surely not, right?
Surely not.
Surely not. Have you got another team?
I believe so. JMSO has pushed up their full team here.
We've got a member of Plez still in that fight on the ground. Very interesting.
Yeah, just, I guess, trying to hold out those players, make sure JMSO can't get in. And we talked about Plez, you took a lot of time on this one, took a lot of boom, and if this TC does not go your way, it would be devastating how much resources you spent.
Sure. Looks like VG, I don't think we really saw them raid anyone as well, so, you know, players will hopefully get a decent amount of boom back if they're successful, if they can get that loot home.
Right. Now we'll be able to raid those loot boxes and take some, but they need to defend again. JMSO on the horizon, waiting to try and get themselves in, but it just seems like they cannot find this TC. I mean, they have blown through almost all of this base, just a few garage doors left, a few of those advent calendar doors left, but maybe it is at that bottom. Or Shirley.
No, not a dead end.
The dead end. They have on this level, so making sure they take a fight, trade it out though. VG, they want to do some damage. They want to try and mount this defense. A lot of their base is already gone, but only one player was now.
Yeah,
Joker.
players. Yeah, there's not that many people left. I mean, ladders are still everywhere, so easy entry back into the base. But
Joker.
yeah. The players are still, you know, having to push outside as well with that JM team as well. So getting pretty tough. Oh, naked AK gaming. Let's go. Yeah, he's got a rocket launcher back on his back. No face mask. Didn't want the face mask.
I didn't want his breathing restricted. You know, wanted to
yeah.
breathe, but yeah. So trying to push back in here, it's tough. Like you said, with this JMSO team on the outskirts. You have to get this done fast. They're just going to shoot towards you. VG, they do have a flank player too, so to be very, very careful. As it just seems they cannot find an entrance here, and JMSO, they are starting to walk in, looking to just scoop up this raid from Plez as Plez. They're trying to rush their members back, but VG are doing a good job on this defense so far. Doors here on the low ground. It's just hiding out right now, waiting for reinforcements. Get done here. VG still holding those strong, and again, if they get this defense off, I mean, it would be a decent amount of points, but do have a quite airy hole through their wall.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like players are kind of, you know, getting back all over again. We're seeing JMSO. Looks like, you know, they went to counter this, died, and thought, no, fuck that. Let's not fuck with them.
Yeah, maybe thought it was already too far gone, and it's tough. But VG, they are not giving up in any sense, trying to keep it going here, sending players out to eliminate JMSO, and now trying to these players of Plez out. Yeah, JMSO looks completely gone here, so just back to Plez, and they have destroyed most, if not all, of those advent calendar doors. Like you said, there is a possibility that it is on that low ground. Open all these doors, check the inside of them now, and VG just doing a good job. Winning their fights, winning their 1v1s is the key for them right now. A lot of rockets, a lot of boom, a lot of C4 already used from this Plez team.
Oh.
They're getting PvP points, but you have to think Elephant and IKITITOT are also doing a really good job of getting PvP points, and they could also be on their way to a raid, so if you are Plez...
My brain must have just said, call him TikTok. Hashtag not an ad. But, speaking of ads, thank you again to our sponsor for today.
Thanks to them, so giving us the prize pool. Gotta love it, but yeah, I do want to call it. It's true, their name does kind of look like TikTok.
You can't unsee it now, can you? You can't unsee it.
No, I can't. That's their name from now on. Too bad. They don't get a choice. Gigi, though, gonna try and hold on this defense once more. Let's do a good job of trying to break through these garage doors. The few that are left will eliminate some of those VG players and try and once again reset, grab those rockets. Start throwing them out. Rockets now going. E4 now going. Breaking a hole. Bombs.
earlier when I was like, yeah, this raided for like 2 minutes. Nope. Oh, he's just chucking all the big things on.
VG, they're doing a good job of just holding them off. But also, I mean, the base design is a little bit unconventional, you'd have to say, on, you know, usually, like you said, usually the TC would be up in one of those advent calendar doors, but it's just not.
I don't know if you've gone through every single door there, right?
They have. I feel like that mid-level is just completely obliterated, and
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I mean, Joker's gonna be the only other member inside once again. Just kind of struggling with this one, struggling to find where it is. There are some more garage doors. We have to assume those just go up to the roof. Not gonna be able to pull out the gun fast enough. And Joker eliminated, and yeah,
huge defense from VG. Huge, but is it over yet?
that is the question for sure. I'll have to be good because once again they've invested so much time and resources into this one that if it doesn't go their way, there's no backing out of this one, really. Have to full commit to it, so we'll try and do that, but they are pretty far away. Those beds, that half walls, all of those have expired for them. We're gonna have to build on back up at VG. They said it's time to repair. No longer want that natural airflow in our base. And look at that, beautiful. You know, those walls won't have as much health, but it's going to be a successful defense, going to slow plus down. And
damn, yeah, look at that speed building, man.
Got the skills.
Damn, I really thought that was a GG there. I thought it was gonna be GG to VG.
It looked really clean, like you said. You know, it looked like they immediately got in, they busted the wall, and as soon as they got in, they just got up into that advent calendar side, but just couldn't seem like they find it. But the problem for them is, you know, they're third on the leaderboard right now. They're probably low on resources and boom. They probably have to go back to that base, right? Dwarfs will be eliminated. Saw them eliminate Emperor earlier, but they are going to be eliminated by FF, WF. Double teams over 200 points now. Those being TikTok, Elephant. He's slowed down like we were talking about, but this fight now looks like World Wide Web. Again, their outer base is just not super solid. Some players that did die here, and there's some members of QCYO and TikTok around, so TikTok looking to extend their lead once more. Half of this raiding phase is now left, and running out of time. Some of these teams, you know, need to start getting some successful raids off if they do want to catch up.
Are you a ketchup or mayonnaise person?
I like mayonnaise. I'm not a huge ketchup. I don't like tomatoes in general. Tomatoes, just like the texture of actual tomatoes I don't like, and then like ketchup just like See now though, trying to get this raid off here. Trying to get it going.
More rooms.
They can get done. Some trades on the fight.
Ooh.
That's not blood on the floor. That's just ketchup. Just ketchup, guys.
Oh, interesting to go through this outside here.
That is really interesting, you know. Wanted to think that be an entrance point for them, but see what's inside. We'll break into these corner triangular levels, give them access to some other space here, but it does look like the Dream are there to try and defend, to try and mount this defense. Now though for Flossie, just trying to catch up again. A decent amount of points for them, but starting to fall behind. We're talking about TikTok, who's at 260 points. Flossie only about at 120 at the moment, so they're going to need a lot of successful raids here in the next 45 minutes. And a lot of PvP points along the way. Elephant popping off, 10 kill streak though. Elephant, and we saw them in the attack phase. They're still staying strong, about 20 points behind of TikTok there. It's going back and forth though. Again, Flossie just doing a good job of just trying to clear out this base altogether. Good communication. See where they can go from this. Gonna try and some C4 up, unfortunately. Some weaponry up to their other teammate. Jump strats, obviously. E4 though, gonna be locked and loaded, ready to go here. Boom will start to come out. Wide web. An 8 kill streak. Full for them, but Rocket's just gonna go down now into this lower triangular portion. Triangles in this base. Nothing else really found out yet here from Flossie. They do get a nice trade off there as it's like this team starting to try and push back. They get that kill and player on the high ground, and Flossie almost forced out of this base, you know. Dream trying to mount this defense because I've seen them a lot, you know, seen them trying to get this defense off, but Flossie make sure it's a successful attack as they're trying to get still into this outer compound wall.
For sure. I mean, I don't think we've seen this compound closed at all, right?
I don't think so. Don't think so at all. It's just rough, also rough terrain with the beach right there, but they get a beach house vacation. A lot of violence. They can do with this one though is doing a good job of popping off there. 10 kill streak for them. World Wide Web jumping up to 124 points. I think we will get out of this location and change on over towards yet another raid that is going on. We are seeing new actually this time in Bova. Still going at it, it seems. This time though, we come back with a wee bit of a hole in the side of the base here, Bova. Bova trying to defense off, I believe. Also looks like Elephant is here, so the second place team has joined into the fray in this raid, and the base pretty much wide open, so
nice.
C4 on the ground.
Well
Love to see. See if they can get some more of those C4s on the doors and inside, but yeah, a double raid here is going to be, I believe it is a new Bova's base. These two teams been fighting back and forth. Elephant, they want to kind of stop the fighting, take the base for themselves, and if they take one base, they could go over straight towards the other. They could counter rate on it. So Elephant, yeah, Rocket's coming down already, all blown into this middle. A lot of access points already there just from Rockets. They can do though with those entry points. Elephant trying to keep, once again, they're the team that were leading at the end of that attacking phase. 40 minutes though left for them in this raid phase. Have to keep up the pressure because TikTok is definitely doing so. Also, Elephant though, nice rockets starting to come out here on this low ground, breaking it on open. Try and get more access points into the base. Try and, you know, figure out this base design. Very experienced players. Knowing what this looks like, knowing where to go. E4 will be on the door here. I'm gonna start going up here. Clear down most of the bottom floor. Looks like E4 gonna clear this final doors on out. TC just get blow open this other side door and actually give them an access point. So triangular access point. We're shooting for them to blow open that hatch. It looks like Elephant doing a really good job of working as a team and just really quickly and precisely trying to make his base. I guess we'll continue on this low ground. Nova trying to open some doors here. Stuck. Here for Elephant as they will try and get it going. Rockets coming in from the other side and dead bodies on that low ground. Wait, but two pushing in now, it looks like. Gain some ground here. Elephant, well, their players did die here, but they still have a couple on the inside. It's gonna be kind of a race here between Elephant and New.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw this earlier on another Advent base, and they somehow defended, didn't they? So let's see if let's see what happens. You know, it could all change. I doubt it, though, right? It looks like it's probably gonna be Gigi here again.
Doubted him last time, but they definitely proved us different. And you're gonna try and push on in, try and get this quick. Again, being rated from two different sides, not in your best interest here, but they don't always do resources here as the firefight goes back and forth. New just using a few players. Figured out now. Though they want to find this TC right now. They want to see if they can get this one in. And they have wasted a lot of resources, a lot of time at this base. And being the second place team, you need to make sure that use your time properly, because when it comes down to it, you're only 20 points behind that first place team. Anyone could catch up to you right now. It seems like, you know, if you slow down, that's not what you want. If you give this base over even to New and give them a chance and get it yourself, possibly lose the whole entire tournament over it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've seen New being in so many fights. Like, if you look at pretty much every heli that was taken down, New were there. You know, they're absolutely popping off. Looking at the scoreboard like this, yeah, 14th place with 95. So I mean, they're doing all right, but you need this to even, you know, be considered for getting anywhere near top 3. You know, it looks like as time goes on, we've got almost 30 minutes left. Kind of the top 1, 2, 3, maybe 4th place, really starting to pull away from all the other teams.
Yeah, it really seems that way. Those top teams really working hard here so far, and again, Reapers will come through here, but for New, they need to get a lot of successful raids going here. I mean, we're talking about 4 or 5 possible raids to even catch up to where these other teams are now. And you talk about TikTok, you talk about Elephant, you talk about Please, who are just extending their lead at every second. TikTok especially.
They're putting beds back down. Maybe they're going to go in for a second round here.
Elephant maybe looking for something, like you're saying, trying to get this finished out. And yeah, TikTok is just booming in points. You know, we talked about they were really close just maybe 5 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden a 30-point deficit separating TikTok and Elephant, and then even 10 more points separating Elephant and Plez. So TikTok just extending their lead even further for Vova. It's a nice defense so far. They will get some repairs on that one side, but like you said, for Elephant, they're going to get some more resources, walk back over, and try and get this one going. Change on over though. We do have a lot of red spots on the map. Raids going on all over the place. The nature of Rust. See what they can get done here. Looks like Bonk Rust have actually left their hill town and gone towards to fight another team. Bonk are now inside the inner portion here of JM's base, and it's pretty much all open. It looks like. Opened on up. Doors there. Advent calendar. Not fully built, it seems like. Bonk, though, you know, they also haven't been there on the leaderboard, so they really need this raid. They needed to go fast and quick, get themselves some points. And JMSO, we saw them kind of half raiding some other teams, but they haven't really been able to get anything done either. Bonk, though, they want to finish this one off quick. Approaching just about a half an hour left here for this raiding phase. TikTok still with a nice 35 point lead there. Actually, World Wide Web is eliminated, so TikTok
Damn.
doing a good job continuing their lead. They'll get another elimination on a strong team of World Wide Web. I mean, their outer compound wall was just, you know, it was just wood. That's the hardest thing about it. Was just anyone that wanted to get in just had a free access point. It seems that way with that. They're going to very further extend their lead to 70 points. And Elephant, you're watching that and thinking, well, we got to go get something done, because if we don't, then we're going to be in trouble here. TikTok, though, will be in that lead with just about a half an hour left worth of the event timer for them to go with. And Elephant, we saw the other raid, but right now, Fonk, they're trying to catch up, trying to do what they can. Again, trying to get some successful raid practice here, as they're just trying to find this base here. This TC base almost all open, but there are some doors at the top. Start to blow them open. The C4s will look behind them. Slight advent calendar base, but mostly broken up into. Look behind in some of these doors and try and find that TC. TikTok Flowmass trying an 8 kill streak. Beautiful for them. And yeah, Funkcrest, it just seems like, yeah, they're just not back to defend. JMSO, they're not here.
Okay, I'm not going to say anything whether I think this will be a GG or not. What's your opinion? Every time I spoke, it goes the other way.
I do think this one's going to be quick. You know, it is a base that was already open from the beginning, and there aren't that many doors here for them to break open, and it just seems like JMSO, they are just not here. So I think this one will be quick, but obviously I could curse it too. We'll see how these events do transpire for boys of Fonk Rust, the kings of the hill, but not the kings of the leaderboard right now. We're gonna have to wait to see. Oh. Away from them, but yeah, Funkcrest, they're trying to get through this base, trying to clear it out super quick, and now hitting that half-hour mark time is of the essence for teams to start getting something done. You know, as time goes on, you know, decisions, they get a little bit more and more dangerous because 10 minutes left and you're down so many points, you're going to have to start targeting those top teams. If you're 4th, 5th, 6th, and you're maybe 40, 50 points behind, or even 80, you can take out one of those top teams and take out a top team, give yourself the points to recuperate. You know, those top teams, you start to get a bigger and bigger target on your back.
For sure, man. It looks like, you know, their team left a few doors open, which is unfortunate, and it's quite rare now to see people raiding with expert ammo, but it looks like maybe they're getting low of C4 and rockets.
Yeah. Just be, you know, for style. Maybe not the most practical use, but
Surely we see TC now, right?
really.
I mean, maybe we do, maybe we don't.
Maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be a good raid so far from Fonk. They've cleared out most, if not all, of these doors. Just
We saw that last time. We did actually get on the roof.
Possibly.
Yeah, isn't James back? Good job. Coming in from the top, seeing if he can get a pick here.
They do get one, but even then, I mean, it doesn't look like they have any bed respawns inside, so they're gonna be walking from the outside to try and get back in. JMSO trying to mount this defense now, but Fonk have a different idea.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like it's pretty tough though. You know, none of these teams are even in top 10, so they're going to put all this effort to either get a huge TC or do a massive defense, only to turn around and have to raid someone else straight away. Or to stay in. I mean, we've got less than half an hour left already.
Exactly. Time of the essence here for these teams, and Fonk just trying to clear out all these doors. That's the plan for them. JMSO trying to get some guns, but will be just immediately swipe that loss of life.
Oh, is it behind that door?
Suspicious door.
Magical door?
Expo ammo. There you go. They find it right in that triangle there. AMSO eliminated by Fonk Rustin. With that one, they would jump themselves up into 8th place, 154 points. You like to see it, but it's exactly like you mentioned. TikTok at 370 points right now. They have an 80-point lead, you know, on the team below them, it seems like, and anyone else just really no chance unless you're in the top like 4 or 5 right now. Even then, you know, TikTok built themselves such a nice lead here. Elephant at that lead in the attack phase, they still have the possibility to try and get this raid off, and have to get a couple successful ones. See a couple unsuccessful raids from Elephant. You know, and taking a lot of time just earning themselves out of resources. Finally hit that 300-point marker though. Gigi though, somehow they repaired. Somehow they got this base all reset and one really around. Great job for them. Raids up in this town of death now going on. Looks like Elephant may have had to come back because their own base was getting raided. But Elephant now still trying to get this push onto the Vova base. Vova though also looks like once again they just repaired an Elephant. But they have some members on the inside. But it looks like that wall where those rockets were just fully repaired. Right now, you get probably 2 successful raids off, or the other opportunity, like we were talking about, you know, you leave a big target on your back when you're on the top of Elephant. If they decide to go raid TikTok, you kill them, and they would be 70 points ahead of Plez, and they would be in sole first place, but that is a tough task to ask of them. change locations here. Like the Dream once again, trying to defend from Flossie. That Flossie gonna try and blow up some doors. They got the spooky doors. We talk about Christmas, but they got the Halloween.
True. This is their team to watch and what, like, when this, yeah, next week technically, yeah, people are over Halloween, people are in Christmas spirits. I feel like the UK is still hot. It's actually disgusting. My window's open right now. It shouldn't be. It's Christmas.
It's the opposite. The state I live in is usually like it's always cold, so it's like
really? Oh, global warming. I think that's the first SAR we've heard this whole event. Is it someone defending or is that expo ammo in that SAR? It sounds like someone defending just a regular 5.5 ammo, right? You know you're about down bad here. It's Big Puppy T. We've seen them die a few times, so maybe a team was like, hey, Big T, not allowed AK anymore, just start you, mate.
Alright, exactly. Use what you can, but yeah. 12 teams still gonna be alive here. 23 minutes time starting to dwindle down, and for TikTok, Elephant, and Plez really holding down those top 3 spots right now. Elephant has gained some ground. The lead to just 60. Still in.
Keeping the garage door theme with Halloween.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Matching it all together. Gotta love the aesthetics. What they can do though here on this raid. And the dream. The dream is to in the top 10. Rockets will start to come down to try and blow these lower garage doors down. 23 minutes left, just trying to get a moral raid. Really what it seems like, just more than anything. Some fun raiding with their friends. Open these Halloween garage doors, blow off the aesthetics of the house. They're reset. Rockets coming down. Rockets beautifully placed. Rockets trying to find this DC. Trying to find maybe an entrance to somewhere else. Seems like maybe they think it is on this low ground. And to get there, but yeah, you hear that bullets there. Dream though. Cutting them down, cutting those enemy players, making sure that defense not possible. This whole bottom floor really been blown open here. Rockets will continue. Second, first floor is where they're going right now. It looks like trying to get some ladders up. That's what the Dream will be doing and start clearing out these doors on this second floor. Now they cleared out the garage doors on the first. D4 on those spider threads. Break them on open, and they got some players playing a point defense, trying to keep them on separate angles, keep them on separate places, but they will find some loot boxes, maybe possibly some loot along with it, but actually blow open the foundation of this one. Continue to do the foundation or what they do decide to choose. And they're gonna start foundation blowing this one. If they continue though, the Dream again trying to play those angles, keeping it up on that second floor, keeping other players in the game other than where they are, and trying to once again a moral raid with 20 minutes left of time. The one thing that these players do not go farm for more of. It will slowly expire, not in their favor. And about leaderboard still, TikTok, a very heavy, a nice heavy lead here for them. So about 70, 75 points. Elephant.
Actually, I don't even need to speak.
Massive hole though in the base of looks like actually TikTok, I believe. No, exactly his base. It's not TikTok. They're sending some rockets and they aren't stopping. That's the good thing about them, you know. Just trying to kind of keep up with this. It is actually Quirt.
Ah, it's pretty close, yeah. With TikTok raiding, one of the other teams needs to find TikTok's base and raid it. With them being that's the only chance. Under 20 minutes left, man.
100%. Yeah. That would get them up to like over 400 points, and like you said, someone would probably have to take them out if they wanted to catch up to them if they take out this base. Playing beautiful angles, a massive hole blown inside of this base. The triangle is not working out right now. Iron fights back and forth. And then just blow open once again this triangular base. Boxes on that low ground. Keep it blowing in. Trying to be the access point of trying to find where this base is, and yeah, once again, TikTok trying to get this successful base raid on. I don't know if they have a scout back home in case they do get raided. If they can get forward.
Man, this base is absolutely
That is pieces of its former self right now. Almost two separate towers now from the main. Yeah, 18 minutes left now. Time is ticking it down. Up the teams here though, you can see QCYO's here, TikTok is here. A lot of teams just trying to blow this one up, and there's just not a lot left. It seems like you're saying.
There's no doors and houses, so it's gotta be in core. Gotta be in core. I can't imagine it behind that sheet, but the garage door below it, I'd put my money on that.
Yeah, well, I guess both of us already lost all our money from betting here today. We'll hope it can be behind this one for not be back there. So still hiding, but like you said, most likely in the core is where it's going to be. TikTok gets sniped down. One player on that high ground, and
this could, if somebody ladders all over the base, and they could easily get in there, grab a kit, and take control of this base. So it's not over yet.
Definitely not. TikTok gonna send TikTok or TalkTick into a.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like New York is getting all over this base now. Quality committing. This isn't over yet.
It definitely is not. Gotta get some good defense going. Gonna be hard to push those two teams out. And it looks like FFF is also here. So a third team looking to just come in and yoink that one. TikTok, though, you can see, I mean, it is paying off in the kill feed. They are almost 100 points now ahead of Elephant. You mentioned it. We're almost about 15 minutes left. Not a lot of time here in the raiding phase for these teams. And for Elephant, I mean, if you want to win this game, even for Nova, if you want to win this game, you have to target TikTok, it seems like right now. TikTok do look like they have some players still here, Cap's still around, but it doesn't look like, again, they're not putting their full everything towards this base, trying to make sure they have players back to defend their own. They'll balance out the points though. One sheet left on that mid-core, not in there, it looks like. There's not much of the space left as that starts to push on the your TikTok talk tick on that low ground there. Just getting some kills once again. Raiding on and out, but it's got to be very close. The board's almost fully broken into here. Things go back and forth. On fire. I mean, there are very few locations now that the DC could be in.
I still think it's on the garage door, which I called. Still on that second floor.
And there is one garage door.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Very few locations though where it could be some rockets gonna start to be bombed out. Yeah, this base already in shambles, but they're gonna try and continue to send some rockets towards this garage door.
A rocket that just went into the garage door.
Let's go through.
Oh.
And you are broken.
Hey, wait. Come on, next one. Surely it's the next one.
Surely.
If there's not this one, then it's all after this one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Who will get it? That is the question.
Oh, will they get it? Surely they got it.
TikTok finally pushing on in. They'll get it. Eyes on it. Rocket will blow it on up, and TikTok with that one. A beautiful jump forward on the leaderboard. No, it was scary for a second. FFF was in that base really deep. So overall, they get it, and you see that leaderboard right there. 140 points is what their lead is going to be, and now, like you mentioned, they just have to get back and defend.
Yeah, see, never question. I'm always right, right? I said it was there, right? Come on. Who's this? Look at that Fonka going crazy. On Bova's base again, dude. It'll be interesting to see at the end, you know, like Bova, what, third place, 300 points, how much they've got for defending. We've got BG in 6th place. They've been doing so much damage. Look how many, what, 4 people with launchers on this base right now. Taking out the large furnace.
So neat. Furnace has feelings too. They go inside after that one, but yeah, some rockets coming through here for Bova. Like you mentioned, a lot of points here from this defense, it seems like, for them. TikTok though holding down right now. 12 minutes left on this raid phase. Not a lot of time. Gotta think for these top 3-4 teams, you know, you still have a chance if you were to take out TikTok, but Bova going to be stuck on the defense for a little bit. Stuck on the defense, but what to defend for now? The raid coming through. Oh. The raid. To us. Changed on over now. It looks like news base. Vova gonna be actually raiding towards them, so while Vova's getting raided, trying to send out some players to try and get this raid off. Gonna be walking on in. Look at that. Vova trying to
demolish
his players, but just absolutely caught out. One player Vova left alive. Nice shots though. They don't know.
He was not having that. That would have been the play Bova needed, man. You know, they could have got big defense points and another 40 for raid points, you know, getting close to TikTok. But again, man, like, this is, I think TikTok have this in the bag.
Yeah. Seems that way. 10 minutes left. It's going to be again, it's the decision from those other teams that you have to find TikTok space. You have to kill it in 10 minutes. It's a hard task to ask, but if you want to win the tournament, you have to make that decision. If you start to get 3, 4, 5 teams on it, TikTok space definitely could fall within 10 minutes, but you gotta start going soon if you want to try and win. hold on to it. If they live through this one, like you said, most likely they're going to be able to get 3 successful raids off in that time. They're just going to have to kill them. So there's some firefights going, but it looks like Fonk is trying to get something else going. 10th place is where they're sitting right now. Kind of stuck, isolated on that hill, not able to venture out too far. Able to get anything done. Elephant trying to get something. It looks like Elephant are trying to get a raid off here, but Elephant, I believe, they're raiding the wrong target. Like, they have 9.5 minutes left. TikTok has a 130-point lead on them. Like, no way they're going to catch up just by doing regular raids. You know, those Elephant, they do have a little half base here. Could be raiding the half base. Players will get traded out. Funk Rust is actually where the half base is going to go to. Over there, just doing a good job of defense. You said it, that they're getting a lot of points just straight from this defense. It's 3, 4, 5 teams just piling on to try and get this raid off. New on the backside. No new holes made for base just yet. The Rocket's trying to do some damage, but Vova trying to do even more. 8.5 minutes now left. Raid phase starting to dwindle. TikTok still holding the lead very, very heavily. 70 points almost. Beautiful. That player gonna lose the life trying to go and get that flank play. They're just, you know, farming PvP points and farming defense points here. Hanging on their high ground and playing this forest, you know. Absolutely huge for them to be able to take those angles. Everyone else trying to play on that low ground knew. Happen themselves in. Yeah.
So no, I mean, this may be accidental, maybe not, but this is against the rules to do it. So yeah, it looks like they're trying to get themselves out, so it's fine. Awarding yourself in like that is against the rules.
Will be able to get themselves out, have to waste some boom to do it. But there's been an accidental wall placement call. But see if they can get this successful raid off. I mean, we're talking about now 7.5 minutes. New player on a 10 kill streak though, and they're gonna start to push in. Would have been a good job on this defense so far, and we'll most likely get a chunk of defense points here at the end if they do survive. They do have to survive with 7 minutes, you know. So Elephant on their one side, New on their other side, was another team around. Elephant, once again, you're raiding the wrong target, it seems like. Although Vova Black is now ahead of you, they just gained a chunk of defense points. 337 now. You are not raiding the right target. You need to focus your attention towards TikTok. You are not gonna be winning this one. On over to another location here. Just 6.5 minutes left. Raid phase is starting to tick down. Not a lot of time for these teams. TikTok certainly have secured it, it seems like, unless Elephant or Please or FFF or even Vova can get a successful raid towards them. Vova, though, just racking up points. Really seems like they haven't had a successful raid today. It's just been all defense all the time for them. Welcoming all those couple of teams to try and fight towards it. So getting some kill points. Rockets will be launched here. Is the Dream and Flossie still trying to duke it out? Team's trying to get something done here. Late minutes of this EU tournament. $100 tournament once again. Sponsored by Rusty Pot here today. 5.5 minutes though for that prize money to be earned. TikTok 130 point lead, blowing their lead up, ballooning it, getting those TCs after know, Elephant had a strong attacking phase lead. They just started to fall behind, and with 5 minutes left, we're talking about if TikTok lives, it's most likely over. There's no way Vova or Elephant can catch up in points on that time. You think Vova's even going to get a little bit more points over than Elephant because they have those defense points, but it's going to come down to the decisions of these top 5 teams right now. Raid started here though. You're gonna get some kills there. Well, it did look like they sent some of their players out to just find scouts. To scout, but no real points for them. Vova still continuing though. TikTok though just seems like they are very, very consistent with it. Vova, full defense it looks like, full clear. Elephant got some players trying to finish this raid off, but they invested so much. I mean, we saw 2 or 3 different raids where Elephant just put so much boom, so much C4 into the walls of a base and then just wasn't able to finish it. Very, very costly, time consuming and resource consuming. Elephant though now trying to just, I mean, 3.5 minutes, not a lot of time for them to do much. They're just trying to do something with this base right here. They have walked into the low ground, but even then, Vova, we've seen their defense before and it's so clean for them. So clean is the play, and Elephant trying to get something done here. Could have a chance if they eliminate Vova of securing 2nd place, but no real way for them to catch up to that 1st place position team. 3 minutes left now. Raid phase slowly has been dwindling. TikTok have built themselves up very, very beautiful lead throughout today. $130 points is what it is right now. Elephants and Vova both have caught up just a little bit.
Oh, we're still seeing rockets going to race. This is good. At least I knew we were going all out for this one.
Yeah, they say final 2 minutes. Let's have some fun with it. Push on in some nice rockets.
Yeah,
Charging the battlefield.
Autobots. Hold out.
And that's the choice from New here, is they're gonna push on in here, try and get something done. Rockets in hands. Minute and a half. And some change is what they have left for them. There's 2 players already on this rotating charge. Vova just seems ready for it. Out to the shooting floor though. One player pretty high up. One comes through hitting that 1.5 minute mark now. Time starting to dwindle. They have to go all out now. Any death could be very, very costly, and it seems like TikTok is not going to get raided here. They are going to be safe here in this final minute. Going to be a race between Elephant and Vova. That kind of fell out of that top 3. Still a good 300-point game for them, but kind of slowly fell out. 1 minute left now for all these teams here is New. Gonna send their members back in, but they're running out of time. Most crucial thing for them. Vova just doing a really good job holding that defense. Once again, 9 points behind Elephant. TikTok still with that 130, 140-point lead here. Half of a minute now left, ladies and gentlemen, as this raid phase comes to a close. TikTok still gonna hold on strong towards that 1st place position. Really a race for 2nd and 3rd to see who can get those. But now, of a minute, Vova just getting some kills to finish it off. I'm starting to tick down here in TikTok. It was beautiful. They're going to hit 500 points, and as time will tick down, they will be your winners of the EU Base Invaders tournament. TikTok, a beautiful day from them. Vova just barely edging them out on Elephant Out. But yeah, TikTok, you see that. Beautiful, beautiful. 4 raids completed, 3 raid defenses. Also, the kills are massive. The KDA is huge. 313 total kills and only 188 deaths.
That's huge, man. Really, at the end, I thought when when they were trying to, all go at their base, I really thought they would have taken it over, but it looks like everyone just wanted a bit of fun. But yeah, that was really good, man. Good team effort. They were saying Cat was 7. We didn't see Cat with a single kill streak, I don't think, but it goes to show, 77 kills total. That's huge. Doors destroyed, 123. That's a lot of boom going off. It didn't touch Heli at all though, which is quite an interesting one. But yeah, that's a huge lead. Over 100 points between them and second place is pretty juiced, eh? Pretty juiced.
Yeah, pretty massive lead, and getting those kills, getting those doors destroyed, a huge win for TikTok. But Vova Black, a nice second place for them. It really felt like they got up to that point with those defense points because they were just defending. It seemed like every single minute for Vova Black. They were just in it, just defense, defense, defense was the name of their game. That's what got them their 342 points, and it sucks because Elephant, they were so close, it seemed like, for so long. They had won out that attack phase. They had a really decent start to their raid phase, and it just seemed like it all kind of fell apart.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, fair play to every single team here, I guess. If you look the whole of the top 10, every single team there, we saw so much, so much raiding, so much defending, so much PvP action from all of them. It was really good. But yeah, it looks like TikTok just kind of came on top, I guess.
Exactly. 5 raid defenses. You see it there from Vova Black. No successful raids completed. So, 265 kills along with 5 massive raid defenses is what is going to bring Vova Black those points. And you can just see, that defense was actually really, really clean. Although their base design was almost perfect, you could say, to the fact that no one could find their TC, they also were really good at just getting those PvP kills and keeping those players out. Have to see though. I mean, Elephant, like you said, a good third place. 2 raids completed, 3 raid defenses, 233 kills, still a positive KD for them. They'll be taking home the 3rd place. I mean, beautiful. Gotta love it. In that top 5 at least, and top 10, like you said, all those teams that are alive deserve to be there. Not a weak base at all. And we had 24, 25 teams in total before the day started, and at this end only ending up with 11. These will be taking home that 4th place finish. Beautiful. Pretty positive KD is what's going to bring them most of their points there, rounding out our top 4. And although they don't get up into that top 3, still a really good job. Getting those kills, getting those doors destroyed, like you mentioned, 60 kills pulled out there. Their top player, and overall a nice day for them. They were in it for a while, but it just seems like once TikTok started to heat up, no real chance to catch up. Plus getting that 4th, FFF will get that 5th, rounding out our top 5. 1 raid completed, 3 raids defense, some nice kills also, 200 above for them. But yeah, all those teams getting over 300 in that top 5 for so a good day on them. But that's it.
Absolutely huge. I think Team TikTok, which we can go and interview them if you like, and we can actually ask them the best way to pronounce their name. Hey,
would be nice. Get an interview with them. Yeah, they were definitely, I don't know how to pronounce it. All I could see is TikTok. That's all I could.
Gigi, do you want to go in there and we'll follow you in?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You hear it? Have you? Oh, they're all leaving.
Oh, it looks
Yeah.
like they got moved. Weird.
They just took their prize money and left.
Okay, no worries then. Yeah, it looks like they said yes and then left. No worries, no worries. But yeah, that's kind of everything from us today.
That is pretty much going to be it. Again, a huge thank you also first to our sponsor, Rusty Pot, for sponsoring the prize pool for today's event. Second, thank you, obviously, to all production, Gigi, behind the scenes, amazing camera work and everything. And huge thanks to all the admins that are in the game working so hard to make sure there are nobody cheating, nobody breaking the rules. And huge thank you to my co-caster, Ray, for being here today. Any final words, Rayan?
Pleasure, dude. Nah, man. All good. All fun. Love Rust.
Love Rust, love the game. We appreciate also all the viewers in chat, Twitch chat. You guys were fantastic hyping it up today. But I think that is going to be all the action we have for today for EU Base Invaders 6v6. Now we will have NA just a little bit later, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to come back, watch, and enjoy that action. But for everyone here at Base Invaders, we appreciate you watching, and we hope you have a good day. We'll see you all later.